The gym didn't feel like a place where legends cross paths. It was loud, raw, and unforgiving. Iron plates slammed against concrete floors. Chalk dust floated in the air like fog. Sweat soaked into the walls. This was a gym built for one purpose: to grow mass. And on that afternoon, mass ruled everything. Standing near the squat racks was Arnold Schwarzenegger, still early in his American rise, but already impossible to ignore. Tall, broad, carved from years of brutal training, every movement drew attention. When he laughed, people looked. When he lifted, conversations stopped. Strength here had a very specific meaning. How much you could press. How much you could pull. How big you looked doing it. Then the door opened. A shorter man stepped inside carrying a small training bag. No entourage, no announcement, just quiet confidence. Bruce Lee didn't scan the room. He didn't compare himself to anyone. He simply walked in as if he belonged. But visually, he didn't. Next to bodies weighing 220, 240, even 260 pounds, Bruce looked out of place, lean, compact, calm. To the lifters, he looked fragile, like someone who wandered into the wrong world. And that contrast was the spark. Because when environments worship one definition of power, anything that challenges it feels like an insult. And without meaning to, Bruce had just walked into a room where strength was sacred. Before we continue, if you love the stories of Bruce Lee and want to help keep his legacy alive, subscribe to this channel, like, and share. To understand what happened next, you have to understand how Arnold saw the world at that time. Arnold came from a culture where strength was visible, measurable, celebrated in mirrors and numbers. Every day was about adding more weight, more muscle, more dominance. Bigger wasn't just better, it was proof. In that gym, Arnold wasn't just another lifter. He was an authority. You could see it in how people watched him load plates, in how no one questioned his form, in how conversations shifted when he walked past. Strength, to him, wasn't theoretical. It was something you could grab with both hands. And then there was Bruce. Arnold noticed him almost immediately, not because Bruce demanded attention, but because he didn't. He warmed up quietly in the corner, rotating joints, stretching hips, moving slowly, deliberately. To Arnold's eyes, it looked inefficient, almost pointless. No heavy weights, no machines, no visible struggle. When Bruce began doing controlled bodyweight movements, knuckle push-ups, fingertip balances, a few people laughed. Arnold didn't laugh right away. He watched, curious but unconvinced. To him, this wasn't strength. It was control without power, technique without force. And in Arnold's world, force was everything. So when the moment came to speak, it didn't feel cruel to him. It felt honest. Arnold stepped closer, not aggressively, casually, the way someone approaches when they already feel superior. His shadow fell across Bruce as he finished a set and stood up, wiping sweat from his face. The gym had grown quieter. People sensed something forming. Arnold looked Bruce up and down, not with hatred, but disbelief. Then he said it, loud enough for others to hear. "You're too weak to fight." The words landed heavier than any weight in the room. A few lifters smirked. Someone chuckled. To them, it sounded obvious. Common sense. Muscle versus no muscle. Bruce didn't react the way they expected. He didn't bristle. Didn't argue. Didn't defend himself. He just looked at Arnold calmly, eyes steady, breathing slow. For a moment, the contrast was striking. One man built like a monument, the other built like a blade. Bruce tilted his head slightly and asked a simple question. "What makes you think that?" Arnold gestured at his own body, the arms, the chest, the sheer size. "This," he said, "this is strength." Bruce nodded once, as if acknowledging a fact, not agreeing with it. Then he said quietly, "What if I could show you otherwise?" That question changed the atmosphere instantly. Because it wasn't defiance. It wasn't bravado. It was certainty. And everyone in that gym suddenly realized they were about to see what happened when belief met reality. Bruce made one thing clear immediately. "This isn't a fight," he said. That alone confused everyone listening. In a gym where challenges were settled, with heavier lifts and louder egos, the idea of not fighting felt anticlimactic. Arnold raised an eyebrow, intrigued but unconcerned. Bruce continued calmly. He said he didn't need to spar, didn't need rounds or gloves. He only needed a few seconds to demonstrate something Arnold believed didn't exist. 15 seconds, Bruce said. Arnold smiled. To him, that sounded generous. If anything went wrong, he could end it instantly. His size alone made him feel untouchable. The lifters nearby leaned in, sensing entertainment. Bruce explained the rules simply. Arnold would try to strike him once. No tricks, no grappling, one honest attempt. Bruce would respond. That was it. Arnold crossed his arms, amused. You really think that proves anything? He asked. Bruce nodded. It proves everything. People stepped back, instinctively creating space. The gym floor suddenly felt like a stage. Weights sat forgotten. No one reached for a phone. This wasn't performative. It felt too real for that. Arnold rolled his shoulders, loosening up. He wasn't angry. He wasn't threatened. He was curious the way a strong man is curious about something fragile that claims it won't break. Bruce, meanwhile, relaxed completely. His arms hung naturally. His posture softened. To the untrained eye, he looked unprepared. But there was something unsettling about how still he was. As Arnold positioned himself, Bruce took one small step closer. And in that movement, the room went silent. Arnold took his stance naturally. He wasn't a boxer, but he understood mechanics. Feet planted, weight grounded. His massive frame filled the space effortlessly. To everyone watching, the outcome felt obvious. Bruce stood directly in front of him. No guard, no visible defense, just calm breathing and relaxed shoulders. He wasn't challenging Arnold's strength, he was inviting it. Someone whispered, "This is a bad idea." Arnold exhaled slowly. He didn't want to hurt Bruce, but he didn't want to embarrass himself either. So he committed to a clean, controlled strike. Enough to prove a point, enough to end the conversation. Bruce didn't flinch. The moment stretched, that quiet before action where every sound disappears. Chalk dust drifted. A barbell clinked softly in the background. Then Arnold moved. His punch came fast, faster than people expected from a man his size. Muscle, momentum, years of explosive lifting behind it. The kind of punch that ends arguments. But Bruce moved too. Not backward. Forward. 6 inches. That's all it took. Arnold's fist passed through empty space where Bruce's head had been. And suddenly, Bruce was inside Arnold's reach, a place his size was never meant to operate. Before Arnold could adjust, Bruce's palm shot forward. Precise, compact, effortless. And everything changed. The strike didn't look dramatic. There was no loud smack, no visible wind-up, just a sharp, controlled impact directly into Arnold's solar plexus, the nerve center that controls breathing. For a split second, nothing happened. Then Arnold's body betrayed him. All the air rushed out of his lungs at once. His chest locked, his diaphragm spasmed violently. He tried to inhale and couldn't. His arms dropped. The strongest man in the room suddenly looked confused. Vulnerable, his face drained of color as panic replaced confidence. He bent forward, hands instinctively clutching his stomach, gasping for air that wouldn't come. This wasn't pain. It was shut down. The gym froze. No laughter, no commentary, just the sound of Arnold struggling to breathe. Seconds passed that felt longer than minutes. His knees trembled but didn't buckle. His body fought to reboot itself. Bruce stepped back immediately. He didn't posture, didn't loom. He simply waited, watching Arnold carefully, ready to help if needed. When Arnold's breathing finally returned in ragged bursts, Bruce asked softly if he was okay. Arnold nodded, still stunned. He straightened slowly, eyes locked on Bruce now, not with anger, but disbelief. 15 seconds. That's all it took to dismantle everything Arnold thought strength meant. And in that silence, something far more powerful than muscle began to break. An assumption. As Arnold's breathing slowly returned, the gym remained frozen in place. No one rushed in, no one spoke. Everyone sensed that interrupting this moment would be a mistake. Arnold Schwarzenegger straightened up carefully, drawing deeper breaths now, his chest rising and falling in uneven rhythm. His face showed something unfamiliar, not pain, but confusion, the kind that comes when a belief collapses without warning. He looked at Bruce Lee and finally spoke. "What did you just do?" Bruce's answer was calm, almost gentle. He explained that Arnold's strength was real, undeniable, but it was gym strength, strength designed to move cooperative weight, barbells that stay still, plates that don't think, react, or resist. Fighting, Bruce said, was different. Bodies don't behave like iron. They breathe. They tense. They have vulnerabilities no amount of muscle can protect. Bruce hadn't overpowered Arnold. He had interrupted a system. One precise strike to a nerve cluster that controlled breathing. Arnold listened, truly listened. And that's the moment everything shifted. Not when he lost his breath, but when he realized brute force hadn't failed because it was weak, but because it was incomplete. If this moment is hitting you the same way it hit him, if it's making you rethink what strength really means, subscribe, like the video, and tell me in the comments. Have you ever been proven wrong in a way that changed you? Arnold nodded slowly. The lesson had landed. The energy in the room changed completely. Arnold no longer looked down at Bruce. He studied him. The arrogance was gone, replaced by curiosity, the dangerous kind that makes a man realize how much he doesn't know. Bruce didn't capitalize on the moment. He didn't lecture. He didn't embarrass Arnold in front of the others. Instead, he spoke with respect, explaining the difference between appearance and function, between looking powerful and being capable. That restraint mattered. Arnold admitted something quietly that, for the first time, his size hadn't saved him, that his instincts, honed under heavy weights, hadn't helped him react in time. The gym, once his domain, suddenly felt limited. Bruce offered no victory speech, only an invitation. If you want to understand this, he said, I can teach you. Arnold was visibly surprised. After the comment, after the dismissal, after the moment of humiliation, teaching wasn't what he expected. But Bruce wasn't interested in ego. He explained that learning begins the moment pride ends, that being wrong wasn't failure, refusing to learn from it was. Arnold didn't answer immediately. He nodded once, slowly, the kind of nod that signals a decision forming, not a response given lightly. The strongest man in the room had just discovered he was also a beginner. Arnold didn't leave the gym angry that day. He left thoughtful. In the weeks that followed, he sought out Bruce again, not to spar, but to understand. The training was nothing like what he was used to. Less strain, more awareness, less tension, more timing. Bruce didn't try to shrink Arnold's power, he taught him how to use it properly. Arnold learned how stiffness slowed him down, how constant tension wasted energy, how relaxation created speed. Concepts that felt backward at first, almost uncomfortable, but they worked. Years later, Arnold would speak openly about the importance of learning beyond one discipline, about respecting skill over appearance, about the danger of underestimating people because they don't fit your expectations. That 15-second encounter stayed with him, not as a loss, but as a correction. Bruce never framed it as a victory either. To him, it was simply another chance to plant a seed, to show that strength isn't singular, that real power adapts. That's why this story lasts. Not because someone was humbled, but because someone listened. So ask yourself this: who have you dismissed because they didn't look the part? And what lesson might you be missing because of it? Because sometimes 15 seconds are all it takes to change how you see the world. If this story made you rethink what real strength actually looks like, subscribe to the channel. Like the video and tell me in the comments, have you ever underestimated someone or been underestimated yourself? More Untold Bruce Lee stories are coming, and each one challenges what we think we know about power, ego, and growth.